Germany's largest theme park, the Europapark, has been awarded Best Theme Park in the World 9 times in a row by the Golden Ticket Awards. I went there over 20 times already, but last year around Halloween I took my girlfriend with me. For those of you who've never been, the park is divided into country-themed areas, each representing a different European nation, like Norway, Spain, Croatia or Switzerland. Each area features architecture and attractions that reflect the culture and heritage of the respective country. But what about the cuisine, I hear you ask? Let's find out what we ate during our visit.
What are those?
The park features many different restaurants that are designed to represent a specific country. Most of them actually have decent reviews. Unfortunately, they are part of the many themed hotels of the park, so we didn't include those. Unfortunately, most food spots were still closed, so we couldn't find any food in Italy.
Gotta give him that hook to it, spit on that thing. Yeah.
But after we tried out the new ghost train, we went for a crepe in France. The price is okay and it tastes like you would expect it to, so it's always a safe go-to option. We just don't recommend to cut it because it can get a little messy.
Lecker.
And what comes right after breakfast? Exactly, lunch.
Cheeseburgers.
Burgers are available all over the park, you can get them at any corner. But seriously, what's with the price? And it wasn't even that good because you could only taste the burger sauce. Luckily, I got some plemeni for a second food option. Surely the park uses a frozen supermarket product, but they were actually pretty tasty. And it's always nice to have at least some country-specific dishes available. And then out of nowhere, Pikachus. And we really tried, but in the end, sadly, it didn't work out. Walking around all day makes you thirsty, so don't forget to stay hydrated, or best, bring your own water. Just let me show you really quick one of my favorite places in the park, the Gemstone Cave. If I ever win the lottery, I won't tell anyone, but there will be signs. For example, my crib will absolutely look like this. Sadly, the largest part of the cave burned down 2 years ago due to a fire, but they replaced it with some kind of alpine mountain track. In the same year, they also remade the boat tour in the middle of the park. It is now part of the Austrian themed area and is called Empress Josephine's Magical Journey. And I guess the journey is all about finding her waist. But once we arrived in Scandinavia, it was time for another snack. You can get some pretty expensive frame-grilled salmon sandwiches here, but we decided to go for hot dogs instead. Just like many other people. The hot dogs looked pretty decent, so after we made them kiss, it was time to eat. The price feels a little high and you can't load them up yourself, like you can, for example, at IKEA. And again, the only thing we could really taste was the sauce, apart from the onions. So we finished them real quick to be on time for the show at the Spanish Arena. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to see the whole show because it featured some exotic dancers. But that's also a neat thing about the Europapark. It features a lot of shows that reflect the area you're currently in. Let's take a look at one more ride in the area of the Netherlands. It tells the story of a Jack Sparrow-like pirate that for some reason is dubbed by the German voice of Peter Griffin and his pet otter. It reminds you a lot of the Pirates of the Caribbean, but has its own charm. Fun fact, it also burned down a few years ago due to a lightning strike. And the only animatronics and puppets that survived the fire can set sail again in this boat called the Survivor. Why am I telling you this? Because the ride goes straight through a restaurant. The people can watch you have fun and you can watch the people eat their bowls. Speaking of food, there is one last snack we ate. And I have to say, it was the most disappointing one. I didn't expect much, but it wasn't really good at all. And just like that, our little food journey comes to an end while I draw my conclusion over footage of a ride full of dinosaurs. They have their own society, make honey, bake cake, wash their clothes, just dinosaur things. Very educational. The park offers the typically quick and casual stops. The quality is alright, the taste is below average, which is still okay because nobody expects a culinary masterpiece in a theme park. In some areas like Germany, Greece and Russia, visitors can find at least one traditional food, but it still feels like a missed opportunity to not offer more diverse foods than other theme parks. We still haven't tried a fraction of the food offer, but the prices still felt very high everywhere. The restaurants are where the park apparently shines, but your boy can only eat so much, and of course we mainly were there to enjoy the rides. Our recommendation: bring your own sandwiches or go for a pizza afterwards. And see you next time.